Are you thinking about leaving your hometown? Thinking about leaving your hometown? I think you should just do it. Yeah, just do it. I get it. Some people have kids. Some people are married. Some people have like sick parents. But at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you may regret it. So you and me, we need to come up with a plan on how to get you out of your hometown. All right, my name is Elamar Deshay. I'm currently living in Florida. I'm not from Florida. I'm from Iowa. I've been living in Florida for the past seven months. I was actually living in Iowa previously to this. And a year and a half ago, I was living in Dallas. And I can genuinely say from firsthand experiences, you don't know who you are until you leave your hometown. You don't even know what you're capable of until you leave and figure out who you are. I didn't start to learn who Elamar was until I left and was essentially on my own. It has been the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. Hands down, moving out of your hometown to a state where you don't know anybody and you're on your own, essentially starting out, is the hardest thing that you are ever going to do in your life. But I promise you, I pinky promise, it is going to be the single-handed best thing that you ever do in your life. I genuinely don't feel like you can truly grasp people and what the world has to offer until you leave the place that is so comfortable to all of us, which is our hometown. Well, I ain't going to say comfortable to all of us because my hometown was extremely uncomfortable. All right, I'm from the middle of the sticks. You've seen Children of the Corn? You've seen Field of Dreams? Yeah, those were shot in Iowa. Iowa is genuinely like you see on those movies. Cornfields and white folks. But moving out of my hometown has been the best thing that I've done this far in my life. I am forever grateful to myself that I just said, fuck it, and packed up all my stuff and just left. Essentially, that's what I did twice. When I moved to Dallas, I knew two people that lived down there. So it made the transition easier, but still, like I said, I'm from Iowa. I moved 12 hours to Dallas, Texas with the metro of millions? I don't know how many people are in the Dallas, Texas metro. But I'm from a town of 3,000 people. So you want to talk about culture shock? Shit. I had more than culture shock. I was overwhelmed. It was overwhelming moving from where I'm from to where I lived. But I can say that moving taught me so many valuable lessons, right? And at the time, I didn't realize they were lessons. At the time, I was just like, man, what the hell? Like, what am I doing? Why do these things keep happening to me? And it wasn't until a year and a half later that I realized, oh, those weren't losses. They were lessons. They were lessons. And the biggest thing that I can genuinely say that I have learned from moving out of my hometown is that you think you know what you want your life to be until you go somewhere else and you meet new people and you hear new perspectives and you hear about different cultures and different languages. And then it's like, it's wild how your dreams and your goals shift, right? Because let's say you're in your hometown, you don't have no plans of ever leaving, and you know you just want to take this route. You want to work at this job. You want to try to retire from this company, right? Until you leave, you will never really know what other options are out there and what other interests you may have. Since moving to Florida, y'all, I've been kayaking. I ain't never went kayaking in my life. I'm from Iowa, yo. Where I'm from, white folks will kayak on the Mississippi. And I'm not going to say the whole Mississippi is dirty and nasty, but where I'm from, it's disgusting, right? They got like sewage and water treatment plants up farther from where I live. People be like bodies and stuff are found in the waters where I'm living. People swim in this shit, yo. And they eat the fish out of them. I'm not even about to go there right now. But what I'm essentially saying is, since I've left my hometown, I've done things that I never would have thought I would have got into or found interesting. So it's like, you think you know who you are, but you're still surrounded by your family and your friends in a environment that limits your potential or who you can become, right? I don't personally believe, and maybe I'll get some hate for this, but it is what it is. I don't think you can reach your full potential as a human being until you get out of the one place that is comfortable or the one place that you know so well, which is your hometown. I'm not saying you got to like up and just leave and never go back. I think that everybody needs to at least move away for a year. Give it at least a year before you decide, all right, no, I'm a homebody. I want to stay in my hometown. I like comfortability. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're somebody who, you don't really think outside of the box, and you know that the life that you're living, the life that you've always lived in the place that you currently are is what you want. And if that's all you want in life, I genuinely 100% wish you the best in that. But I know there's so many people out here that don't want that life. You know how many people want to move out of their hometown, but they don't know how to? Or they have kids, or they're married, or their parents are getting old. And it's one of those things where it sounds easier said than done, and it's not easy at all. And I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who did it alone. If you're trying to do this with like a kid and a family, I'll be honest, I have no advice on how to really you go about doing that. I think you need to sit down and talk to your loved ones, talk to your kids, and figure out what do you all want collectively, and then decide to take the team and start creating a plan around that. But if you right now are in the position to where you can pack your stuff up right now and you can leave, do it. Do it. I know there's so many of y'all are going to say, well, what about money? What about where am I going to live? The cost of living. I don't know anybody there. So what? When I moved from Iowa to Dallas a year and a half ago, I left with $1,500 in an old ass car. My car is a 99 Buick LeSabre. If you don't know what that is, Google it. She's damn near older than me. My car was literally on the verge of like breaking down. But I was like, where I'm currently at in life is not the place where I want to be. And if I stay here longer, I don't know how my overall health is going to continue to go. I mean, like mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, I was just capped out. And some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You're in an environment that you can no longer grow in. That's a real thing. You're somewhere where you can't grow anymore. You've grown to the most that you ever will where you currently are. So you need to leave. And I know a lot of people are well, I'll wait a couple years and stop trying to play. Like, this is another thing we got to talk about. We got to stop trying to play life safe. I know you're paying attention to what's going on in the world right now, because I am. And shit's just wild out here. So why not do it now? What's the worst that's going to happen? You go broke and go back to your hometown? So I did it. You could do it too. But I'm speaking right now specifically to the people who it's just them, or they got a boyfriend and a girlfriend. I'm not talking about the people who are like, you got family, you got a wife and kids. No, I'm not talking to y'all right now. You know, a matter of fact, yes, I am. Because if you really want to do it, you'll make it happen. You'll go talk to your loved one and you'll tell them, hey, I'm not happy here. I want to leave. And it may come down to the point where you got to choose your own happiness or the happiness of your loved one. Hey, it is what it is. But yes, that's my word. That's my advice for the day. Challenge yourself, right? You done been around these people your whole life. You take the same route to work every single day. You know that you're not happy in the place you're at, so go try somewhere else. And I'm not saying you got to move to another state. Just move to another town. Move an hour and a half away. Go live on your own somewhere else and see how life truly is. Because I genuinely believe that you will not figure yourself out until you leave the place that you were born into. Leave your hometown before you die. That's my advice for the day. Leave your hometown before you die.